Glory Global Solutions, a great place to work, a community, and a company with a little-known legacy. The legacy of a creative genius who set the scene for Watertown's Glory Global facility. The legacy of a family who most Watertown, Wisconsin residents have heard of, but likely never considered the significance of. Brandt Quirk. Does the name sound familiar? When you hear the name, you might think of Brandt Quirk Park along Carriage Hill Drive next to Watertown High School. This park was constructed as a tribute to the innovative accomplishments of the same family in question. Who was this family, you ask? What accomplishments of innovation and ingenuity led this family to prominence in Watertown? And what is their connection to Glory Global Solutions? The answers to these questions, and more on the life of the ingenious entrepreneur Edward J. Brandt, are found in this video. Picture this. It's 1859 in Watertown, Wisconsin, a small township with a population of 5,302. On July 18th of this year, the married couple of Frederick and Wilhelmine Brandt welcomed their second child, Edward Julius Brandt. Young Edward's parents, both immigrants from Germany, moved to Watertown and upon meeting each other, quickly fell in love in 1854. 10 years later, Edward began his schooling by attending kindergarten. This very kindergarten Edward attended was the nation's first, founded in 1856. After kindergarten, Edward attended Watertown's Union School No. 2. Today, Lincoln Elementary School stands in its place. Subsequently, he graduated high school in 1875 as a member of the third graduating class. After high school, Edward picked up a job as a bookkeeper at the Bank of Watertown on August 10, 1877. For Edward, entering a banking career served as a notable stepping stone into the world of business, manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and innovation. After tedious job duty, sparks of ingenuity began to ignite in Edward's head. It was his responsibility to make up the payroll for a railroad company that employed a large quantity of men, in addition to paying out various banking transactions over the counter. Edward had to count payroll coin by coin as he placed them into envelopes, a task that was very tedious and, when repeated for hours on end, mentally straining and error-prone. If a mistake was made in counting coins, there would be an overage or shortage of coins, requiring the employee to recount all coins in each envelope. The more that Edward counted coins day by day, the more he thought that the counting and paying of money, instantly, accurately, and mechanically, would be an excellent project to work on. The concept was simple. What if there was a device that could provide payment of coins by the press of a single key, thus eliminating the work of manually counting? For example, if someone needed 87 cents, they could press a key labeled 87 to get the change out of the least coins necessary. Additionally, while polishing his ideas for the machine, Edward joined in a business venture. In 1891, he bought out Manigault & Erickson with his associate, Robert Dent. Manigault & Erickson was a local manufacturing company that created gaslight fixtures. Under new ownership, the name of the firm was later changed to the Brandt Dent Company. After Edward was granted 3 patents for his coin dispensing machine ideas in 1895, employees from this company would later help him to manufacture his first prototype in 1897. The prototype was put into operation at the Bank of Watertown, and it quickly received instant praise in making payments. Some even described the machine as a novelty in the world of business. Edward saw the acclaim his machine was getting, and he realized that he had an ambition for even greater success than he found in his banking career. He saw great potential in his company, so in 1898, Edward quit his banking job to focus on his company full-time. The next big change the company underwent was in 1907 after the Brandt Dent Company divided in two. The Brandt Dent Company continued to focus on gas fixtures, whereas the new Brandt Cashier Manufacturing Company would do everything associated with the automatic cashiers. From 1909 to 1911, the Brandt automatic cashier would evolve into 16 new models. These models changed the machine from being flat and boxy to upright with a sloped keyboard for easier key recognition and depression, which additionally reduced counter space. In the entryway of the Glory Global facility in Watertown on South 12th Street, 2 of these Brandt automatic cashier machines are on display. One of them appears to be flat and boxy, suggesting it is an older model, whereas the other one is taller with a sloped keyboard, suggesting it is a newer model. Over the years, the Brandt Cashier Manufacturing Company's coin machines grew in popularity and demand, and in 1920, the company expanded into 102 and 104 West Main Street, also known as the Wiggenhorn Building. For a better picture of just how popular these machines were at the time, one could take a look at these statistics reported in 1920. It has been conservatively estimated that the yearly mechanically computed payments made by the Brandt automatic cashier are over 450 million, while the number of coins paid mechanically are over 1,575,000,000, saving in time over 1,250,000 hours to the users and a further saving to the public of 6,250,000 hours. In fact, Edwards' coin machine was so revolutionary that in 1922, he was awarded the Longstreth Medal by the Franklin Institute's Committee on Science and the Arts in Philadelphia. The medal was an award that recognized and encouraged invention. Edwards shared the medal with other qualified creative minds who left their mark throughout the world, like, for example, Thomas Edison. 4 years later, at 67 years of age, on July 15, 1926, Edward retired from the Brandt Cashier Manufacturing Company. Taking his place was Edward's son-in-law, Earl Quirk, whom he had been training to be a successor in years prior. The Brandt and Quirk family connect through Edward's daughter, Eugenia. Born in 1885, Eugenia studied at UW-Madison from 1906 to 1910, and it was during these years that she met Earl. 3 years later, on June 12, 1913, Eugenia would marry Earl. Edward saw Earl as a perfect candidate to lead the company, and so in 1926, Edward gave Earl his spot behind the wheel. Furthermore, in 1926, the Brandt Cashier Manufacturing Company relocated to today's address of 515 to 517 South 1st Street to continue operations led by Earl Quirk. 11 years later, on a peaceful February night, Edward J. Brandt passed away in his sleep. Buried shortly after in Oak Hill Cemetery, the Brandt and Quirk families, among many friends, would mourn their loss as they read the lengthy and praiseful obituary, where Edward was noted as a successful banker, a well-recognized musician, but most of all, the inventor of the fabulous Brandt automatic cashier. The period after Edward's death proved difficult for Brandt Automatic Cashier Company, especially throughout the Great Depression and World War II. However, during these events, the company managed to maintain enough sales to stay intact. Despite some struggles over the years, in 1958, the Brandt Automatic Cashier Company would undergo a new beginning with plans to build a new main plant at Watertown's South 12th Street. The facility became operational in 1959, housing approximately 175,000 square feet of office, manufacturing, and storage space. From this point in time through 2012, the facility experienced various large expansion projects, production line changes, reorganizations, and ownership changes until a Japanese manufacturer of money handling systems purchased the facility for $1 billion. The name of this company might sound familiar to you: Glory Global Solutions.